Find us on the internets, the interwebs, as they call them. The interwebs! Interwebs! Get a hold of us at JiggyJaguar.com. I am going to go ahead and get a hold of Ron Zayas. He called us in the middle of that last interview, and so he called us extremely early. He called me at 2:11 when we didn't go on till 2:15. So,
hello, this is Ron.
Ron, welcome back to the broadcast. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me back.
We have got Ron Zayas with us today, the multi-talented Ron Zayas. He is our first super guest here on our big broadcast. He's the author of a big seller, Lessons from the Len Master. And Ron, you have learned about how to be successful in the business world from your dad. The last time we had you on, it was an incredible conversation. I'm glad we've got you back here for a return visit. You won an Irwin Award this past October for the Business Book of the Year. It was presented by the Book Publicists of Southern California. So, Ron, tell us about the book and how everything's been going, my friend. Tell us all about it.
Well, again, thanks for having me back, and things have been going very well. Obviously, it's been a challenging year for a lot of people, and not just for people looking to improve in business, but just people looking to improve themselves. You know, I was very fortunate. My father taught me the skills that I needed to not only be successful in life, but to get the things that I wanted, to be an ethical person, and to have the courage to try to understand who I am and keep that vision and that compass going as I worked in business or worked with other people or worked with organizations. So the book is really about giving you that armor, that strength that you need and the skills that go along with it to accomplish what you want to accomplish, whether it's in the nonprofit world, whether it's in business, whether it's in personal, just getting you to the point where you have the courage to know who you are, stay true to that, and accomplish your goals.
We have got Ron Zayas with us today. He joins us live here on the big program, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today, also AM/FM. 247.com, TuneIn, iTunes, and of course you can find us online at JiggyJaguar.com. Lessons from the Len Master is the latest from Ron. So, Ron, who is the Len Master? Tell us a little bit about this.
My father's name is Len, so that's the play on the Zen Master there. He was originally got into films. He's from, my family and I are from Cuba. He immigrated here in the 60s with us, and he was in movies, came over here, couldn't find a career in that, so he got into computers, was one of the earlier engineers and computer specialists out here in Southern California, and computer engineer, helped design a lot of systems, and then got involved in software when computers started going more to PCs and away from these mainframes. And father of three, very well-educated, very loving father, and always somebody spent a lot of time with me as a child and with my siblings.
Ron Zayas with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today, AM/FM, 247.com. And, of course, KFRK in Denver. Ron Zayas joins us today here on the telephone talking a little bit about his latest book. So, you've been successful in business. Why write a book about your father's advice instead of your own?
When I started out, when I was first asked to write this book, it was all about me. It was my brilliance and my accomplishments and all the great things I've done. And as I started to write down these lessons and really drill into why I had been able to get what I wanted in business, I realized that almost everything I was writing down were lessons that I learned from my father. And for me, it wasn't, as I started to write this, it wasn't just the lessons, how to spot a liar, how to negotiate, how to be ethical, how to get other people to help you, and how to help other people achieve what they want to do, how to really set your goals and accomplish them. As I wrote those all down, what started coming to mind was not just the lessons I had learned from my father, but how I learned them. The childhood experiences, the young adult experiences where my father had taken the time to teach me that, often over an overnight game of chess. And that's what I decided to do in the book, was to be able to tell those lessons not just what you need to learn, but how my father imparted them to me. And what really came back over and over again as people started to read the book, and I have great feedback and seminars that I've done, is just that not a lot of people have somebody in their life. Not everybody's as fortunate to have a good father and a good mother like I did that spent that time with them. So learning those lessons and seeing them in context, I've gotten a lot of good feedback from people who have read the book or been to the seminars about them.
Ron Zayas with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. So what's been some feedback you've gotten on this book so far, my friend? Tell us all about it.
Again, as you mentioned, we won a Urin Award. We've also won a few other awards on it. But more importantly to me has been the people who have read it and the people who come out, especially during this whole COVID. We've been doing free seminars virtually, just helping businesses, individuals who are struggling through this time. Number one feedback I get is, in a time like this, it's very difficult. People lose sight of who they are. They get approached by a lot of people who are unethical or trying to sell them things that are scammy. So learning how to spot liars, learning how to formulate what you want in a way that's positive for you and the others in the life, learning how to build that community, how to build friendships, and to build support, especially in these tough times. That's the kind of thing that's been coming back more and more. People saying, you help me reach out and ask others for help. You help me reach out and help other people if I'm fortunate enough that COVID has not impacted me or my business as much. And by doing that, I am a stronger and better individual. That's really the kind of feedback that I've enjoyed hearing back about the book.
It is Ron Zayas. He's with us today here on our broadcast. He joins us live talking a little bit about Lessons from the Len Master, which is a tremendous, tremendous book. And so what are some of your goals for this book, my friend?
So my biggest goal more than anything else was to get a handbook out. Again, I've been very fortunate. I was taught from a very small age about how to do things that really helped me achieve what I wanted to do. I wanted to put that down on paper for people who weren't there and don't have that, and to help people out during. It was great for the timing of the book. It's been a very difficult year for a lot of people, and we're only now starting to hopefully see some light at the end of the tunnel. But what people have been, what I've been able to do with the book is to get that on people's hands, get them to read it, and then provide them some support. We've had lots of people who have owned restaurants, lots of people who have been in meeting planning, and they've read the book and said, okay, my whole world has collapsed. What do I do? And they've read the book and they've gotten some ideas out of it, but they've also reached out to me at rzseminars.com and just asked for help. And we're not selling them anything. We're giving them free help because we're giving back, but helping people understand, okay, when your whole infrastructure falls apart, you still have you. You still have the infrastructure of who you are as a person. How can you use that to reach out to other people, to grow your business, to get a job, to help you get you and your family or your loved ones through this very difficult time? That is really what I want people to get more out of the book, to find the plans and the tactics and the skills to be able to get through tough times in life, not lose sight of who you are, not lose sight of your humanity, and be able to accomplish it in a very ethical way. That's what I want people to get out of the book.
Awesome. It's Ron Zayas. He's with us today here on our big broadcast. Ron, I'm going to take a brief time out. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to be right back with you. We've got to take a quick 24/7.com each and every week. The multi-talented Ron Zayas joins us here on our broadcast. He's got an impressive resume. It includes executive titles at Computer Peripherals, franchising corporations. Ron has an extensive background in marketing, sales, and technology strategies. And he has Lessons from the Len Master, which is the latest book, and he joins us today here on our big program. So, Ron, what's been some of the different feedback you've gotten on the book so far?
We've been spending a lot of time helping people who, again, have been having difficulty through COVID. A good example, we had a restaurant in the Northern California area. They were struggling, obviously, like many restaurants have, and they really needed to keep their people employed. The person who owns the restaurant read the book and then reached out to me and said, okay, I understand, how to do A and how to do B, but what about my situation? What can I do right here? So we started talking about reaching out to the community. We started talking about reaching out to businesses, to not be afraid to ask for help, to be able to say, we've been part of your community. We're here. We hire and we serve the people around. How can we work together to help throughout this time? And businesses in the community really reached out. Individuals reached out and said, we want you to be successful, and you've done a lot for us. So by being able to be true to who he was and to ask for help during all of this and to be very genuine about it, the community reached out, and they've kept him in business. They've kept his employees employed. They've done virtual pickups and catering where businesses are buying lunches for their employees, and they're going one by one to pick this up. They've given out gift certificates, even though some of these people won't be using these gift certificates for a while. That's the kind of thing that you really like seeing when somebody reads the book, is not only that they can apply it, but that they can ask for additional help and say, what can I do in my particular situation? So hearing that kind of feedback, that's what makes my day. I've also seen a lot of people right now who have been very lonely, who have been, unemployed, and they want to reinvent who they are. They've read the book, and then they've reached out to me, and they've said, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. I've been able to give them feedback and then see them start their new careers and start in new directions. You can't get much better than that.
We've got Ron Zayas with us today. He joins us live here on iHeartRadio. You can join us each and every week at JiggyJaguar.com. That's JiggyJaguar.com. As a founder and CEO of 360 Degree BC Group, Ron built a successful marketing and technology company from the group up. Expanding to 7 offices from the U.S. in 2010, the company added a new brand, 360 Civic, to basically penetrate the market for large websites for government organizations. 360 Civic quickly grew to be a top-tier competitor in the space with some of the most prestigious clients. Ron Zayas joins us today here on the telephone. He's got the incredible book, Lessons from the Len Master. So tell us about your particular writing style for this book, my friend.
It was a really, the book came together very quickly, I should say. I shouldn't say it's easy, but it came to very, very quickly, because for me, what I decided to do was that people remember better when they're hearing stories. I can lecture and say you should do A, B, and C, and people will forget that the minute they stop reading the book or when they leave a seminar or whatever the case may be. So I just decided to put it into the context, the stories my father taught me. And, and a lot of business books are about how great we are and, we've never failed and we've never done that. Mine come from challenging points, points in my life where I didn't know whether to go left or right, or I didn't know how to overcome a sales objection, or I didn't know how to advance at a company. So it starts with those types of stories that are real, that really happened, and then how I came to my father and asked for advice and help, and then my father has a great sense of humor. My father can be a hard ass, I'll give you that much, but how he used humor and love to get me in the right direction, and sometimes the kick in the butt, saying you're not being who you should be. And combining those and those stories and how I learned by making a lot of mistakes, I think people can relate to that and relate to the stories in the book. So the whole style is about storytelling, and then it says, here's the lesson, and here's how you can apply it in your life today.
Zayas with us today. Ron is amazing, and he joins us today here on the telephone talking a little bit about his incredible new book. Ron is a frequent speaker and presenter on issues ranging from the future of online technology to how to protect the privacy of children and individuals on the internet. He has delivered presentations on these virtual and vital topics to the Federal Trade Commission and the National Association of Attorneys General. And he joins us today here on a broadcast. His latest book is Lessons from the Len Master, and it is an absolutely, absolutely amazing book. So who is your target audience here, my friend?
I really see 3 groups of people. One are people who are starting out in business today, or they're starting off in their careers, and they want to know how, what separates the people who 20 years from now will be in the same position and people 20 years from now that will be achieving their goals, whether it's 1 year or 5 years or 10 years, whatever your goals are, how to get you out there. So that's one group. second group is if you own your own business, if you're a manager in a business, you really need the tools to lead people, not just to be able to give orders or to start your business. You need to be able to get other people rallied around you and your success. So that's the second group. And then the third group really is people who are stuck, people who find themselves that they really want to go to the next level wherever they are in their life. They don't know how to do it, or they don't feel like they're on an even footing with other people out there.
It is Ron Zayas. He joins us today here on our big program. He has got an incredible book, Lessons from the Len Master. It's available in stores and online at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and wherever books are sold. Ron joins us today here on our program. He is just an amazing guy, and there he was. We lost him. So what we'll do is he will call us back, because I know he will. So we are going to just hold on here. Get a hold of us online at JIGGYJAGYR.com. JiggyJaguar.com is the official website. Go over there and check that out today. Also, find us at AMFM247.com. Each and every Sunday, we bring you a Sunday edition of our program. And, of course, the weekends are for Jigman Freud. You can go over to 990 WBOB each and every Sunday for the Sunday radio broadcast. 2 to 4 Central, 3 to 5 Eastern. And you can hear us internationally live each and every Sunday on Leicester 107.5, the United Kingdom. Actually, that is on Fridays during their drive time hour. You can follow us on social media as well. You can find our daily uploads to YouTube, live video on Twitch, Facebook, Periscope. And we are broadcasting on Roku via the AM/FM 24/7 network each and every week. I don't know if we're going to hear back from Ron Zayas. I don't know. We've lost him. I don't know what happened to Ron. Okay, I guess we will take a break and we'll move on. Get a hold of us on social media at JiggyJaguar.com. We are going to take a break. When we come back, Frank Vernuccio will join us. Unless that is Ron. We've made contact once again with Ron Zayas. And so Ron, this book is incredibly well written. What do you want readers to take away from your writing of this great book?
You know, I want them to understand the stories. I want them to know that this is very human and that this is very accessible. This isn't a book that, let me preach to you what's going on. This isn't a book about you're going to have to, have all these other backgrounds and skills before you can apply this. This is a human book. This is about what people are feeling today. What are the basic things that make us fail and who we are and what we want to be and how to get around that. And it's that kind of, advice of a father passing down to their child. And I think we can all relate with that. When somebody who loves and cares about you and has a lot more experience to help you avoid some of the pitfalls that happen in life. So I'm hoping that that's what they get out of the writing style, is that it's very down to earth. And even though it's specifically about a Cuban father talking to a Cuban son, I think these are very universal lessons about love and caring and ethics and being who you need to be as a person.
Tremendous. Ron Zayas with us today. You can pick up his latest book, Lessons from the Len Master. It's available from Post Hill Publishing. It is available in stores, online on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and wherever books are sold. And Ron joins us today here in our program. Well, let's wrap up here, my friend. How can people connect with you on social media, websites, all these things?
You can look for Ron Zayas on LinkedIn and Instagram, Facebook, or you can come directly to my website, RZ, as in Ron Zayas, seminars.com. You can see online videos. You can ask for certain seminars for you and your employees or other groups of people. And you can connect with me one-on-one. Ask me questions. Ask me what you need. There's no charge for any of that. I'm happy to help and help back with the book.
Man, Ron Zayas with us today. Ron, I appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks for being on.
Always. Thank you for having me on.
Appreciate it, my friend. There he goes, Ron Zayas. And we are going to take a time out. When we come back, we have got Frank Vernuccio on the way. Yes, that Frank Vernuccio will be with us. And you can join us each and every day.